Okay, so there are the answers for that exercise on much, many, great and large. So we just run back to our English grammar. So the third point down there is the fact that adjectives can be used as nouns. So in terms of English, what we mean by that is sometimes we leave out a word, but we know what we mean. So if we talk about the small and great, or the small and the great are learning Greek, that's obviously you guys. You can decide which one of those you are. But the small is an adjective and great is an adjective. So we're using an adjective in the place of a noun there, really, aren't we? We're referring to the small ones, the small people or the small things, whatever it is that we might be referring to. The small is an adjective, but it's being used in the place of a noun, and the same with the great. Okay, so we do it ourselves. We have a sort of understanding in terms of English how that would work. The same with sort of the second one down there, which says the just are living by faith, or the just are the just ones, the just people. We don't write we don't write people, we don't write the ones next to it because we understand what that means. So we're using the adjective in the place of a noun. Okay, and the Greek does exactly the same. It does just that. So as you maybe would expect, I don't know, is that we would just find the adjective by itself. It doesn't appear to be, it doesn't have a noun following it. So if that is the case, so in the case of this first one here, we've got agathos, sorry, tere ta hagia, then we can see from this first word, if we start to translate it, we've got the good, and then there's nothing following it. So it's the good what? The good, well, in the same way that we think of it in English, this would be the good ones, the good man, because it's a singular. Sorry, not the good ones, the good one. Because it's a singular masculine. So we could say the good man without having to write that. We could just say the good man is keeping, because that's what tere is keeping. Oh, we seem to have lost. My screen seems to have frozen. Oh, it's back. It obviously didn't like whatever I was doing then. I think it might just kick me off. But it's something a bit weird. There we are. We're back. Sorry about that. Well, not sure we're back working, but we're back. Right, we are back. Here we go. Right, so the good man is keeping, and then we've got hagia. So hagios was the word which means holy. So it's an adjective for holy. And again, it's we have in its plural form here the holies, or the holy ones. And it's a in the form there that we have in its plural form. So the good man is keeping the holy, but it's in the neuter form. So it's not referring to people. It must be referring to things because it's in the neuter. So it's keeping the holy things. So in this particular sort of case, when an adjective is given in its particular gender, it will be referring to a person, masculine or feminine, if it's in a masculine or feminine ending. If it's in a neuter ending, then it's going to be referring to a thing. So in this case, we would write the good man is keeping the holy things. Now, it is worth noting as well that the masculine is used as a sort of default case. So sometimes that can just refer to general people, male and female. Okay, so particularly if it's done in the plural, it would just be referring to people, and there would be no necessary stipulation that it would have to be all male or all female. But that's just another point that would come out. So we've got the good man is keeping the holy things. In terms of the next one down, we've got a feminine use of the word agathos now. So we've got hey agathe tere to kalon. So here, because it's in feminine form, we would be referring to the good woman, or the good. Oh, I put the woman. I meant to write the good woman. This seems a bit jumpy. So the good woman is keeping. And then we have another adjective here. So this one is a singular neuter noun. So it's a thing. And kalon is going to be a beautiful thing. Okay, so the good woman is keeping the beautiful thing. So it just requires us to add in the word to make sense in English. We would need to include at least the word thing into or something along those lines to help us understand in good English. We might get away with not having to say the man or the woman, but really, again, it doesn't make as much sense. And then it works the same in the plural. So if we have hoi pistoi, pistos is faithful or believing, faithful. So we have the faithful, and we are now dealing with a plural, and it's a plural masculine. So we're just going to talk about the faithful ones. And they are keeping. So we'll note that our verb is going to have its plural ending. So it's going to be terosin. And then tus tuflus, which is an accusative form. Tuflos is the word for blind, and it's accusative plural. So the faithful ones are keeping the blind. You can either have the blind ones or the blind people. They would probably write blind people. And that's what that means. So Greek doesn't need to insert some of the words if it wants to just describe somebody by using an adjective, and that's how it works. So if you come across an article and an adjective and there doesn't appear to be a noun following it, then it's acting as a noun. The adjective's acting as a noun rather than describing a noun in quite the same way that we have thought of it before. So that possibly means you can have a little look at these ones. You might have to get your vocab out to have a look. You might need to just check on the adjectives from the end of the chapter. If I can, I'll try and pull them up for you and put them there for you so you can read them. Do you want to have a go at doing this exercise? I'll just stop the recording.